What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Jerky Tech Outdoors. Today we are making some deer jerky. I'll show you how to make some. I tried out this recipe before I made it, so I know it's going to turn out pretty good. Thanks to my sisters. They're filming this video for me. Let's get started. So there are several ingredients in this marinade. We got salt, soy sauce, liquid smoke, garlic powder, paprika, I said soy sauce, I think, and about a pound of meat. I'll leave the exact amounts down in the description, but so I'm just gonna start mixing these together. I'm gonna put them in this bowl before I put them in the Ziploc, so that I mix them all up and like the powdered things don't get clumped. So it's a cup of soy sauce, a half cup of brown sugar, quarter teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke, one tablespoon of paprika, what was that, paprika? And 3/8 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm gonna mix all this together. Looks really gross. So I mixed up the marinade, all the paprika, garlic powder, everything. So now I'm going to pour it into my bag of delicious meats. I feel like I'm going to spill it. No, I didn't. Okay, so I got all the meat in the bag, and I rinsed out the bowl I was using. I put it in here in the Ziploc, so in case it leaks. So it'll marinate for at least 6 hours. I'm gonna do it overnight and then start dehydrating it tomorrow morning. So I'll get to see you guys in the morning. My meat has been marinating for a day now, and it smells pretty good. I just have to lay it on my dehydrator and let it dry out for a while. So I'm gonna lay it down on as little trays as possible so it all dries consistently. So I'm going to get some tongs and then lay the meat on the tray. Okay, so I'm laying my meat on the trays, one piece at a time. And if you want to try to cut your meat the same thickness, but if there are any pieces that are a little bit thicker than the other ones, you're going to put them towards the middle, in my case, because that's where the air comes out. So it'll get done in the same amount of time. I got all my meat on the trays, and the recipe's only for a pound of meat, so your trays aren't going to be completely filled up. I only filled about like 1 1/3 trays. So make sure you always read your owner's manual though, because if I didn't, I wouldn't know to add 2 extra trays, because it says always use at least 4 trays, no matter if you fill them up or not. So make sure you read your owner's manual of your dehydrator before you do this. So I'm gonna put these on here, and set it for 6 hours at 160 degrees, and then we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so it's been 6 hours and I finally, jerky's finally almost done. There's still one more step to do, just to make sure the jerky's all the way done. So we're going to take off these empty trays, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to just put the meat onto this pan here, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven for 10 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, just to make sure the meat is completely cooked all the way through. Okay, so I got my meat on this tray. It's just a normal cooking sheet. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes at 275. So the meat's finally out of the oven. The last step is to take the meat here on this sheet and put it onto a drying, whatever it's called, cooling rack or whatever you want to call it, and let it cool for at least 10 minutes. So yeah, that concludes this episode of Jack Tech Outdoors. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys can use this recipe when you're cooking any kind of meat. It'll work for any, like, red meat. It doesn't have to be deer, beef, goose, duck, whatever. So catch you guys in my next episode.